Hi, I'm Paul from the Studio Rats. This is video 4 in the series of how to write a song from scratch using Universal Audio's Luna software. Now, this video is going to be slightly different to the other videos we do, as what I'm going to do is to pass the video over to Jack Rubinacci. Now, what I've done, I've recorded a scratch version of the song and I've sent it over to Jack, and Jack's going to explain his writing process about how he writes lyrics and melody over the tracks that we sent. Jack has featured on loads of Studio Rat songs, and Jack is starting his own songwriting series on his own YouTube channel. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a link in the notes below to Jack's own YouTube channel. So if you want to see more stuff from Jack, you can go over there. So again, this is slightly different to the way we normally do videos, but I hope you guys enjoy it.
Hello, my name is Jack Rubinacci. I'm a singer-songwriter based here in Norway. Paul has asked me to briefly explain the process that I go through when I'm writing songs with Paul for the Studio Rats. Writing songs with Paul is slightly different to how I normally write them, because I normally write the whole song myself. What happens with Paul is that he will send me a backing track in demo form, which is for all intents and purposes ready to go. It's got song structure, chords, verses, choruses, guitar riffs, all that sort of stuff. All it's really missing is a melody, a top line, and lyrics. So the first step in the process is what I would consider to be the most important part of the process. And that is to let the excitement of the new track be the energy behind the inspiration for the melody. What I mean is this: when you are being asked to write a top line on a backing track, the first couple of times that you listen through that backing track are, in my opinion, the most important times of you sort of going through the song, because you're excited, you want to get your hands on this track, it sounds great. So I think it's really important, at least for me, to create a situation where I can be inspired. So what I do is Paul will email me, say, you know, I got a new track for you, mate, can you get some melody on top of it? So I'll download it and I'll put it onto my phone, and then I'll make sure that the first time I listen to the song, I'm in a situation where I can really focus on it, I can get excited about it, and also that I can move. I need to move when I'm writing melodies. And I've got a device that I can start humming melodies. So say, for example, an old phone or a dictaphone. So what I'll do is I'll press play, and already as I'm listening to the song for the first time, I'm already starting to put melody ideas into a dictaphone or something, because I think the impulsiveness of writing a song straight away on the spot when you listen to the song for the first couple of times, it's just so spontaneous, and you often find that the best melodies come that way. Think of it this way: if you are saying something really important to someone who really means a lot to you, you're not going to think it through too much. You know, you're not going to write it down and email it to yourself or something. You're just going to say it from the heart. And I think that when you write melodies like that impulsively, they feel honest and they feel sort of real. So that's what I consider to be the most important step in the process, is to let the song inspire you, and don't listen to it too many times before you start and put melodies down. The second step in the process for me is to then take that backing track, put it into a DAW, and loop the verse and then loop the chorus, just so that I can take that melody that I've written impulsively and start to really, you know, make sure that it fits, it locks in with the track so that the notes land exactly where I want them to land. Or maybe you need to change the timing of certain notes just to sort of get the rhythm of it going, or the phrasing going a bit better. Also to make sure that the verse is telling a story intimately, and that the chorus is lifting to give the energy and to make the point of the song. Because if you think of a song, the verse is the reason why you're saying it, and the chorus is the point of the whole song. So it's got to be sort of more energetic and more dramatic in terms of melody. So that's the second part of the process, just to make sure that it's sort of an editing process. The third part of the process is writing the lyrics. This is where it starts to get a bit difficult. This is where the hard work starts, because up to now it's been fun. You've been walking around your room, humming melodies into a phone. It's all fun. This is where it starts to get, or at least for me, it starts to get really hard work, is writing the lyrics. The first part of writing lyrics is, for me, is to relax. To relax your body, to relax your mind, and start going internal. If that sounds sort of esoteric or Zen-like, it's because it is esoteric and Zen-like. It is sort of, you know, you're looking for stuff inside of you. The second point I would say with writing lyrics for me is to turn all the distractions off. If you've got the TV blaring on, and if you've If you've got your phone notifications are going off the hook, that's not going to help you because you're trying to look inside of you. I read a book by Stephen King called On Writing a while ago, and one of his big points was get your desk, put it against the wall, and write. Turn everything else off and write from that. Don't sit at a window, don't sit in a cafe. I really took that on board, and I put my desk, it faces a wall, because you're looking to go inside and you can use your imagination that way. Another thing that I've started doing with lyrics is you're looking to get the engine running. You're looking to, put the key in the motor and sort of get the engine running. So with melody, you do that by being inspired by the new track. That's the energy that you're looking for. You're looking for something similar with lyrics, especially because they're difficult to write. So what I tend to do is I start sort of looking into myself and trying to come up with an image. Any image, it doesn't have to have any sort of meaning or anything like that, just an image that your brain sort of produces, because your brain, it's producing images all the time. Take an image that you're interested in and start describing it, start writing down what that image might mean to you, what that image looks like. And that image will sort of give you a starting point. It'll put the key in the motor for you to start driving, because, when you're creating something, you're trying to go from zero to somewhere, and it's difficult, especially with lyrics. So think of an image, or at least I think of an image, and it sort of gets me going. I start describing the image and trying to find a way to move from that image onto something else, maybe another image. Another point that I would say with writing lyrics is once you've got that image and, your motor's running a bit and you're starting to get some ideas flowing, I start adding things that are happening actually in my life at that moment. It's very interesting when you combine the two, when you start with an image and then you start adding things from your day-to-day life. And this is what I mean with this song in particular. The image that I came up with was a river. I was born by a river. I was born in Rome by the Tiber River, Il Tevere. So that had a personal meaning to me. I had a starting point that I could work from. So I started working from that. But then the day that I was writing that song, I knew that I was going out. I'd been asked to go out on a boat by my friend here in Norway, the little boats on the big fjords. It gives you a sense of, a real sense of expansion and freedom. And that's what I wanted this song to be about, because it felt energetic. It felt sort of yearning. And I wanted the song to be about, wanting freedom, giving importance to your life. So I started imagining what I was going to do later on that day, which was going to be in a little boat on a big fjord, and you sort of get a sense of the skyline. That's why the song mentions skylines and oceans and golden sunsets, that sort of thing, because you feel that when you're on a boat here in Norway. I'm not a boat guy, by the way. I don't go out fishing or anything. It's just that it just happened that day I was going to go out on a boat. So when you add day-to-day things that happen to you right now in your life with an image that you've started with, you get a really interesting sort of contrast, and ideas really start to flow. So that's lyrics. The last part of the process, and again, I think this is an extremely important part of the process, is don't be precious about your ideas when you're working in a collaboration. This is really, really important. As creative people, we tend to be sensitive about our ideas. We tend to be a bit precious about them too. That's not good. You've got to always keep in mind one thing: what's the best thing for the song? So when you're working in a collaboration, like with, for example, in this situation, Paul and I will go backwards and forwards with ideas. He'll come up with stuff, I'll come up with stuff. And nobody's precious about their ideas. We're always thinking what's best for the song. That's really, really important, because there is something really amazingly satisfying when you get the final product and you know that final product has been maxed out. Totally. You've pushed your abilities and the abilities of the team that particular team that you're working with right now. Everyone's pushed their abilities to the maximum, and no one's been precious about their ideas or who came up with the idea. It's really important to always keep in mind what's best for the song. So if it's your idea, go with it. If it's not your idea, don't be precious about the fact that someone might have, said, no, that part of the song isn't great. Just always bear in mind what's best for the song, because when you get that final product and it sounds amazing, probably better than what you could have done by yourself, it certainly is the case with the Studio Rats for me. It's just incredibly satisfying, So that's the last point. Don't be precious about your ideas. So that's sort of a brief synopsis of what I do with a collaboration sort of songwriting. I hope you found the video interesting. I want to say thank you to the Studio Rats for giving me this opportunity to speak about songwriting. I love talking about songwriting. And also thank you for letting me sing on their songs, because they're a truly rocking team. So that's it. And I hope you like this video. Bye.